the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
It's a beautiful week, a beautiful Monday morning. Young Wakaba beam at the bar Nsem-Pii TV. So, send everything goes on. The Nipa so sorry, Aneja. Send it on mine. Oh yes, a genuine citizen of the land. There, so mine nonsense in because to be Aneja. Also, so they were not to now. Me na say, President Nana Addo Nanu fiada ana yenyanti as a presidential jet no aba bedru. We know say ekopiem or mine France koye certain operations kakra on the Friday ne bedru ne Saturday and Nana Addo etne ma etu no papa tu Munich in Germany koye a short meeting na meeting how to deal with chicken sense. Until we saw the presence of President and I said the then and our former richest person in the world, Papa friend Bill Gates, the presence of honor. Now to our surprise, the managing director of the International Monetary Fund, Mami Christie Lina Georgieva, and Onosube people. Now and then another Kufuado in one-on-one discussions through Nkomodimuno and Nsem-Pii baba sabri yebese ye ba attention na afi yebobo hu kakra meaning as a good news ebi pim every IMF last year 1st July and the Minister for Information Honorable Koyo Ponkroma issued a letter stating said the president of the land has directed the finance minister to seek for support from the IMF. From July last year up to today, 20th of February, there have been discussions going on. Your rich staff level agreement, we are hoping say board agreement will come on and then the $3 billion loan facility will be released to Ghana. But there are questions as to whether this economic crisis that Ghana is going through, is it a domestic problem that was caused or it was caused by external factors? Hey, no NDC for there is a Nana Addo Bawumia na diga na scan na ama your economic mess. But IMF director no say baby Ghana economic goals edit from something. Ti yenko miniona yenko di yenko ti di maame na nkasa kan na fi yemfa compare to that of the NDC na fi make your analysis come on. Di miniona ede na maame George na eka.
Bruce. IMF managing director.
Yeah.
Addo Nsem-Pii.
Sure.
Na ninchemu no. Enye problem peculiar to Ghana.
Okay.
What I say?
Okay.
A global crisis.
Sure.
And you are aware of what happened during the COVID time. COVID for a certain period. Now Russia, Ukraine has also added to what COVID brought. You get my point?
Yeah.
We live in a country where opposition all that they are about and they say they should just criticize whether there is a basis for it or not.
Okay.
Even if there is a clear evidence, say asema or more cano. Ningina so what they are saying doesn't correspond. Yet they go ahead, paint a picture to Ghanaians, say, "Ayamamu boni, any sikadie, and ama Ghana situation, Meanwhile, we all know the world over, Italy built hospitals overnight.
Sure.
China built hospitals overnight.
Okay.
Nobody was expecting COVID.
Yeah.
Let alone an African country.
What you say? Vulnerable.
Yeah, shocks in economic shocks in Africa largely is not good.
Sure.
It's not even those with those stronger shocks in the crampon, they are suffering.
Yeah. So we recognize that we are in a world in which exogenous shocks more often than before hit innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
exogenous shocks more often than before hit innocent bystanders.
Yeah.
So Opa just say there are a name one. You can bystander, one who is present but not taking part in situation or event.
Yeah.
So COVID-19 pandemic is an exogenous shock.
Yeah.
It is a shock that no one expected.
Yeah.
Then when the COVID-19 pandemic broke out, certain countries didn't take part in the pandemic, but they were affected by the pandemic.
A country,
and Ghana was part.
No, a country, we are import dependent.
We are import dependent.
So how do you expect external shock not to affect us?
Common sense.
It's commonsensical. I will say what they were doing tonight. But you see, we live in a country propaganda has become the order of the day for an opposition. They are supposed to be credible.
Sure.
They think Ghanaians don't read and don't know what is going on around the world. So they just come out, blame the government entirely for whatever is happening.
So the madam said that Ghana has been working towards good policies for quite some time. And then COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war hit. And that significantly undermined Ghana. And it is not just Ghana. So many countries are standing.
So many of them.
So now listen. You see, when you have a problem, and at the end of the day, Ghana is seeking for a bailout from the IMF. Then IMF is such a credibility and institution, a credible institution, which doesn't give out money easily. Or best sending the NIPA to come into your books to run down how you manage your affairs and how you went there. Now IMF has sent a delegation three times to the country. Run the relevant checks and auditing. I realize that Ghana's economic goals shouldn't be attributed to the management of the economy locally, but that of external factors. Yeah. So my question is that how is it that the IMF that is giving Ghana money has been able to assess the country's economic and monetary systems to the extent that they see no fault with the economic management team performance on the economy, but they are attributing the cause to the COVID-19 pandemic. But hereby we have certain people in the country, they believe IMF is a credible. No, if you go and ask somebody, if you say, is IMF a credible institution? You tell yes.
No, but they themselves went to IMF.
They went there, so it's credible. So someone that you believe that is a credible institution is telling you that what you are suffering was not caused domestically, but external factors in the buyer. You don't believe him. You don't believe IMF.
Yes,
you are still spreading propaganda. No matter how,
no matter how you explain this. So imagine the MPP communicators. They should drum home these kind of statements into the ears of Ghanaians. Who said these problems? We've said it over and over again. We've said it. And bad economic management and prior to
IMF, said there were good policies.
Prior to the COVID-19
pandemic,
what was the growth?
8%, and from 3 to 8.
You're picking from 3 under the NDC.
And the whole of 8 years,
the whole
there was
of
3% growth.
No, the NDC picked it at 8, same 8,
and reduced it to 3.
Reduce it to 3.
And then now within 3 years.
Within 3 years.
Or pick it to 8.
You get
before the pandemic.
When the COVID broke out, government workers, most of them sat at home. Teachers
for about 8 months.
For almost a year. They were paid.
They were paid.
It got to a
no
point.
One was sacked.
It got to a point under Mahama. People work for 2-3 years. Their salaries were held. They paid only 3 months. You get my point.
So he couldn't pay it again, so he had to cancel it.
You get my point. You went to an IMF conditionality
with an Ebola.
With Ebola and Bagana.
Ebola did not come.
What I say? Even countries are Ebola and they affected them. They didn't mismanage their economy like ours.
Yeah, Togo, Guinea, Bissau, they were all fine.
They were all fine. Ebola by who be see Ebola center
No, yeah, they didn't record anyone.
Doomso came.
Yeah.
You couldn't manage it.
Yes. And he went to IMF with Doomso too.
Good. You went to IMF.
Even when the money came, he couldn't solve it.
You get my point. And Doomso was peculiar to Ghana. It wasn't a global pandemic. What do I say?
Yeah.
Ghana pen and you Doomso.
Yeah.
Even Togo and your supply of light to Ghana, we're not having Doomso. So if you come out like this and be drumming home, say a mismanagement in my economy, you are not being truthful.
So at the end of the day, you are you know, NDC, I don't understand them. When Ghana's economic problem started, government decided to fund money domestically to generate revenue inside there.
Yeah.
It was NDC and the best suggested the government should seek bailout from the IMF. Now, let's take it, say, Abayitio. Now, Abayitio opposition was and say on IMF because 11 Ubogui. Wako IMF. Afi IMF boss na mo wa be catch us say problem na mo facing na nyam manado Russia Ukraine war any and be affect. You say you don't believe the IMF again. Who are you?
They are just because they've said over time say economic mismanagement, when
they are not good over
the IMF boss and Ankasa Babe Kasam, they find it difficult to comprehend because their earlier statements it contradicts what they've said.
You know that they attacked the IMF woman.
They
attacked her.
The NDC can even attack the Queen of England, even if she speaks the truth. That's their modus operandi. That's what they've been doing for years that I've known NDC as a political party. Nokure or money nokure are two separate lines. Omon can okure. Even when can okure a official dom, they will run their own propaganda with it. So I'm not surprised.
Well, so let's leave it to our able viewers, because say at the end of the day, IMF managing director no beka say Ghana suffering no a exogenous shock, something that you cannot prevent, and then Ghana nkwa peculiar. It is up to what we say between the IMF and the NDC, who you believe,
who is even credible,
and that is up to. It's ever to adjun share or the comment section. Say, Mami Nijitum say IMF is working assiduously, and they are hoping that by end of March, there will be a board level agreement. No more granted bill number, but let's make it on record that the IMF is supporting the government communication, that whatever you see in the news or you hear about, it's not about Nanado's or Bawumia's mismanagement about the economy, but rather it's about the Russia-Ukraine war and the COVID-19 pandemic.